Hi all, welcome back to Python for Data Science tutorial on Fulcrum. In this session, we'll be discussing about the pass by object reference concept in passing arguments to functions in Python. So first, let's see how Python takes arguments to functions. Let's first define a function. So we have discussed the steps in detail, how to define a function in our previous sessions. So we need to use the keyword def followed by the function name. So let's say that this function is checking if the input number is even or odd. So let me call this function as even underscore odd. And this function, it takes an argument. So let's call this argument as x. Now here we are going to write the body of the function. So we should check the input number, that is x, whether it's odd or even. So how do we do that? We take the remainder after dividing by 2 and we need to check if the remainder is 0 or not. So I'll say x mod 2 equal to 0. So if this is 0, I'll say my input number is even. So let me give a print statement that says the number is even. So else it's odd. So we have defined a function. Now to call our function, we call it by using the function name. So since here the function is taking an argument, we need to pass an argument when you call the function. For example, I'll say even, odd. Now let me pass a number 2. So what is happening here? This 2 will be passed and this 2 is received by x. So what are these 2 and x called as? The 2, that is the parameter that you pass when you call the function, is called as the actual parameter or the actual argument, and the argument or the parameter that you specify when you define the function is called as the formal parameter. So 2 is the actual parameter and x is the formal parameter. So when you call the function, you are passing 2, it's received by x here. So what will be the output for this code? So once you call the function, it binds with the function definition here. So now x has the value 2. So 2 mod 2 equal to 0. Yes, the condition is true. So it prints the statement saying the number is even. And yes, 2 is an even number. Let's run the code and verify our output. So you could see the output here. It says the number is even. Now if you have passed 3 here, now the output will be the number is odd. So this is how Python normally works with functions, that is taking an argument. Now what is this concept of passing arguments to function by object reference? In Python, everything is an object. What we commonly refers to as variables in Python are more properly called names. Likewise, the assignment is really binding of a name to an object. And each binding has a scope that defines its visibility, usually the block in which the name originates. So then in Python, we can say that the values are passed to function by object reference. So we say if the object is immutable, that is a not modifiable value, then the modified value will not be available outside the function. Whereas if the object is mutable, then the modified value is available outside the function. So what are these mutable and immutable values? Let's see a few examples. You can say list, dictionary, set are all mutable objects, and int, float, complex, string, tuple, and all these are immutable object. Let's see a few examples. Let's take a function. Let's call it as fun and let this function take x as an argument. Now we are going to write the body of the function. So let's say it is accessing x of 0 equal to say 30. So here is our function fun. I'm invoking the function fun by passing the list as an argument, right? So I have created x with elements 10, 15, 67. And what is happening within the function? This list is passed, it is received to your formal argument here, and you are modifying the list. The first value is getting replaced by 13. And you're printing the value, or you're printing your list within the function along with its address or location. Now after executing this function, it comes back here and you have another print statement that is printing the value of your list outside the function after your function call, and it also prints the location of your list. So let's check what will be the output for this. So can you see that the value of x inside the function is 13, 15, 67. So that is obvious. We are passing this list 10, 15, 67, and when we say x of 0, we are accessing this location, and when you assign that, the 10 gets replaced by 13. And this is the expected output, that is x inside function. You will get the list with values 13, 15 and 67, and also it is giving you this particular location. That means your list is at a particular location. Now the access flows here and you have a print statement. What are you trying to print here? That is, outside your function you have the list here with x, and if you look at this list after your function call, you could see the changed value that is reflected here. Now why is this so? This is passed by reference object concept. So that is passed by object reference concept in Python. If you are passing a mutable object, so x is our list, x is mutable. So what did I say? Whatever changes you do within the function will get reflected outside of your function, and that's exactly what is happening here. X is mutable entity, you passed x, you modified the value here, and that modified value is being reflected outside of your function also. And what might be the reason for this? It's because this reference what you pass here, both are into the same location. So whatever changes you do with your formal parameter is happening to the same location as that of your actual parameter. You could say here that the actual and formal are at the same location. See here, 7138356 This is into the same location. Whether you print and verify this formal parameter or your actual parameter, both are into the same location. So whatever changes you do here get reflected to your actual parameter as well. Now let me show you an example with an immutable object. Now look at the code. X is equal to 10. So integer is an immutable object, right? So that means you cannot modify the same. I'm passing this immutable object as an argument to my function fun. And within the function, I'm modifying the value of that. I'm changing it to x is equal to 20. So definitely within the function, you will get the x value as 20. So look at your output here. X inside function 20 at a location of 320912116L, right? Now, what is happening outside of this function after you invoke the same? Look at this print statement. You're printing x outside the function after the call. So the x value is 10 outside of your function, right? So you could see that this x is equal to 20. That change is not happening to your formal parameter. Within the formal parameter or the formal parameter, you have modified to a new value, but that's not reflected to your actual parameter. The actual parameter here still remains the value as 10. That is, x outside function after function call is 10. And now you take a look at the location. You will get a different location for your actual and for your formal parameter. So whatever the changes you are doing to your formal parameter within the function is happening in one location, and your actual parameter is into a different location. So that's the reason why this change is not getting reflected. So this is passed by object reference concept in Python. If you pass a mutable object as an argument to your function, whatever changes you do to that will be reflected onto your formal parameter. Whereas if you pass a immutable object like integer, right, whatever changes you do to the formal parameter will not be reflected onto the actual. It's because they will be into two different locations. We'll see more about the same in our coming session, so keep watching. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe, and please don't forget to tap the bell icon. You'll get notified whenever we upload a new videos. Thank you.